Good morning, class. Today we're going to be factoring polynomials. Now, a lot of the times people think that factoring is definitely hard, but it's really not. With a simple trick here and there, and a little bit of thinking, it's actually pretty easy. So, stay with me today and we'll see if we can get this thing going.
Let's start with a simple equation, x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. It's got small numbers, so it should be easy to solve. Now, place parentheses underneath the equation. Remember to keep your equations equal to 0, otherwise it'll be harder to solve. Place x's at the beginning of both parentheses. Those x multiplied together will give you that x squared above. Next, notice that this second sign is a plus sign, therefore both signs are the same. Now the first sign is a plus sign as well, which means that they're both positive. So what multiplies to make 12, it adds to get 7, 3 and 4. So x plus 3 and x plus 4 is what you put into those parentheses. Next, take each parenthesis and place it below each one equal to 0. Fill it in with your x plus 3 and your x plus 4. And now you want to drop off your parentheses so that you have x plus 3 equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. Now you just solve them. So minus 3 and then minus 4. This will give you your answer of x equals negative 4 and negative 3. Those are the roots to your equation.
Not so hard, you say? Well, we'll move on to a different one. We'll see if it's a little harder. This time, instead of all of the equation being positive, there's going to be a couple minus signs in there.
Now let's step it up a little bit and do x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals 0. That negative will make it a little different to solve. Start by placing your parentheses underneath just like you did in the previous equation, and place your x's at the beginning. Remember, that's because those x's multiply to make the x squared written above. Now notice that your second sign is a minus sign. Therefore, that means that both signs are going to be opposite. But this first sign is a positive, which means that you want your biggest number to be in front of the positive sign. So what multiplies to make 16? That has to get 6, 8, and 2. So you write it as such with your 8 in front of your 2. Now, set both of those parentheses equal to 0 with the equations inside. Drop off your parentheses and solve the equation. So x minus 8 and then x plus 2. And that'll give you your roots, x equals 2 and negative 8. It's not too hard.
See, now that wasn't too hard, was it? Now let's do a little quick review. So, if you have two positive signs, that last positive sign symbolizes that you're going to have the same signs in your parentheses. The first one tells you that they're both positive. Now, if the first sign was a negative and your second sign was a positive, then that means that you're going to have the same signs, but they're both going to be negative. Then, remember, you always have to start off here with x in front of your parentheses, because your x times your x gives you that x squared that you're looking for. Now, remember, you always want to make it equal to 0. That way, in the end, you can solve that equation equal to 0. If it's equal to 3 or 4, it can mess up your equation and give you a difficult number that you don't want to mess up.
If I had to, I would put myself right beside you. So let me ask, would you like that? Would you like that?